over the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. And I'm really excited to get to be part of a rock concert. So thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. And now we're going to answer a couple of questions that you guys sent in.
I'm Stephanie. Yeah. Now, in less than 48 hours, I have to tell you, MTV News received over 1,800 questions from your fan base. I think only like 40 of them are mine, but now, you went through the questions personally. You selected the ones I have here in my hand. So let's get started. So Lydia from France, who is not with us, she asked, do you think you've chosen a good ending for Breaking Dawn?
That's a good question to start with.
That's it.
So yes, I do think that. Breaking Dawn, and some of you guys know this. When I finished Twilight, I started another sequel that, you know, will never see the light of day because it kind of sucks. But, no, don't worry about it, because, like, everything that was cool about that sequel is in Breaking Dawn. So I knew from the very beginning exactly, you know, with Twilight, I didn't know what I was doing, but when I was done and started thinking about the future, I knew the future I wanted. So through all of this last couple crazy years with everything that's going on, it's made me happy to know that this is the ending that was always meant to be. And I'm kind of really excited, you know, that you guys are going to like it, I hope.
When you started writing Twilight, you always had that ending in your head. Was this like a, you know, an arc of a story that you had in mind, or did it sort of come to you as you wrote?
It was after Twilight. With Twilight, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I was just writing like, okay, what next? What if vampires played baseball? That would be cool.
All right, on to the next question. Amanda from Pennsylvania asks, if you were in Bella's situation, would you be changed into a vampire, or would you simply age?
Okay, nobody get upset by this, right? Because I am not Bella. We are very different people. And I am not the same person that she is. I kind of like being human, and again, I'm not Bella. But I think I would have a much harder time with the whole, freeze me for a 18 kind of thing. I don't know if I'd be okay with that.
Well, I think we talked about this yesterday a little bit, but I mean, I think a lot of people read it and assume that you sort of relate to the character of Bella. Is there a character you relate to more so?
I really think a lot more like Edward. Like, he sees the world the same way I do. If only I also was like gorgeous and sparkles and didn't have to sleep. I'd be really
you are gorgeous. What gave you the confidence to try and get Twilight published? Did you know that you had pure goals, or did you need motivation from loved ones?
Totally needed the motivation. When I finished Twilight, because it was such a personal thing, I had no idea if it was okay or if it totally sucked crap, because how was I supposed to know? I mean, I liked it, but that was the extent of it. My big sister was really the one who was like, okay, you have to try. And then part of it, Emily does rock. She's really cool, and I think she's watching right now. Hi, Emily. She's really awesome. But the other part was just kind of the shock. I don't always finish stuff. And so to finish an entire novel-length thing, I just felt like, wow, I really ought to do something with it. But one of the things I learned from that was to have faith in your stories. I know a lot of you out there want to write, and you have to believe if you love it, if you're a good reader, you know what you love. And don't think, well, it's just for me. Think, if I love this, other people are going to too, and give it a try.
I mean, I look at this audience and I see people of all ages, you know, girls, boys, a ton of diversity in the audience. When you wrote Twilight, did you have any idea, like, like who you're writing for?
When I wrote Twilight, I was writing for a 29-year-old mother of 3. And so it's just frosting.
Shay asks, if you ever wrote the books again, would you add or change anything, like a different perspective?
Not so much. What I would change, if I could go back and edit Twilight again, I would, because I really think that, you know, Twilight was my first attempt ever to write anything, and it just sort of flowed out, and I know my editors had a hard time, like, dealing with this person who had no idea what she was doing. And I think I could do a better job now. I really hope that as I keep writing, it's not. I can't even listen to it because it's like, oh, I hear all the mistakes. And that's part of being a writer. You just have to accept it's never going to sound perfect to you. And know that as you keep going, you get better and better. And if I would have started when I was like 15, it probably would have been, you know, a whole different thing. So, you know, practice makes perfect. And but I still think I do it the same way.
Olivia asks, every author and reader has a character that they love to hate. Do you have a character that you love to hate?
Yeah, that was interesting. None of that. Okay.
Stop hating on Jacob.
Okay. Now, the reason I grabbed that question out was because I was kind of interested. I think a lot of authors do kind of love to hate some of their characters, and mostly I'm just in love with them all. Even the bad guys are like, oh, I totally get Victoria's point. But there are characters I think I would be afraid of if they were real. Like, I love him, but Arrow kind of terrifies me. Yeah, he's really cool that way.
Wendy asks, how difficult was it to let go of certain parts of the stories in the end?